Welcome to North of the Broad. I'm your host, Karen Wyman, coming to you from downtown Beaufort and the beautiful Low Country Produce. I'm joined this afternoon by Dr. Rodell Lawrence, Executive Director at the Penn Center. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're really excited to have you on North of the Broad and have an opportunity for you to share with our viewers out there some information about the Penn Center, about the history of the center and some upcoming events. And so as we start our interview, would you take a few minutes just to explain to viewers out there who may not be local or native to Beaufort, who are unfamiliar with the Penn Center?
Yes. The Penn Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It's a South Carolina historical legacy as well as an American cultural treasure. It was founded by two Quaker ladies, Ms. Murray and Ms. Towns, that came over in 1862. It was before slavery it was over, because slavery was over in 1865. So they found 30,000 slaves that were on the island, which was at that time St. Helena Island.
Right.
And they freed them and they started teaching them, and thus the Penn Center was founded. And these two ladies were, one was from Rhode Island and one was from Pennsylvania, and they called it the Penn School.
Penn School.
Yes.
And we know that there's a lot of history around the Penn Center. Recently we even celebrated Martin Luther King Day, and we know we talked about he's been there and spent lots of time even writing some familiar, very famous and familiar words.
Yes, he did. As a matter of fact, he wrote the Birmingham jail speech on Penn Center's campus.
Right, so just down the road over the bridge here at Ladies Island onto St. Helena, just a world of history that I don't think everybody is familiar with. But there are some wonderful programs that the Penn Center puts on to enhance what goes on in the community. Could you share some of those with our viewers?
Yes. Right now, we're anticipating in 2016 several programs. The first program is the PACE program. And the PACE program is a program of academic and cultural enhancement. The second program is Crop Stop. The next one is the Land Use and Community Development Program. The next one is the Business and Hospitality Training Program. And one of the programs that I'm really excited about is the After School Feed Program.
Yeah, talk to us about that and how it will help the people here in the community.
Okay, the After School Feed Program is really focused on any kid that in our community, and I'm talking about the Beaufort community now, that has a free lunch or a free breakfast. We're anticipating that those kids also need a free dinner. In this country, there's 21 million kids that go to bed hungry every night.
Right.
And because of that, we're going to be establishing a after-school feed program at Penn Center at our cafeteria. We're going to work out all those details. And there are several other things that we're going to be doing there, but let me just kind of explain to you how the Crop Stop program will be able to enhance that. Yes. The Crop Stop is really to enable the farmers on the island to bring their food to the Crop Stop, and they can clean it. They can also cut it, bag it, and put it in a freezer. And this freezer freezes up to 200 degrees, and they can freeze up to 200 pounds of vegetables every day at one stop. So what's going to happen? They're going to be providing nutritional food to the kids at the cafeteria, which will be a part of the Feed the Children program.
So a true table to farm.
Absolutely.
True table to farm.
Table to farm.
Table
Absolutely.
to farm, and feeding those kids right here in your backyard.
Yes.
Who need it, and those children who go to school, they maybe don't get breakfast. They eat lunch very early in the day, and by the time they get done and they're off that bus, they're looking for a meal. And we all know how important it is to not just feeding your belly, but feeding your brain at the same time.
And that's a very good point, because what they found out is that a lot of kids are eating cereal, which is high in sugar, and they're bouncing off the wall, and they don't study at night. They don't do their homework.
Right.
And so they don't get a nutritional meal to the next day. But Penn Center is going to be active in solving that problem for this area.
Right, and not just that, but also if you look at historically what the population is, African American population, proclivity to diabetes and other diseases where people really need to eat those balanced, healthy meals that are
Yes.
just not available to them.
Yes.
So just doing a world of good right here in your backyard. So how can individuals and businesses be able to help support these particular programs that you've mentioned and in general the Penn Center?
Yeah, they can provide us with their talent. That's the first thing. They can also donations and partnerships. As an example, I just met with a group of ladies over at Bluffton yesterday, and they were the Magnolia group, and they are in the process of adopting a building, one of our buildings on campus. So they're going to plan to enhance that building by putting in furniture and or upgrading that building. Okay, so these are the kind of things, partnerships is really what we're looking for throughout the entire community to help us. One of the other things I want to mention though is that we also want to bring the community to Penn and the Penn to the community. We're also talking about doing a community flea market as well as a community farmers market.
Well, I was going to say your crop stop leads perfectly into having a farmers market there out in St. Helena.
Yes, absolutely. And the last thing is that we want to provide a training center on St. Helena Island at Penn Center. You know the new Walmart is planning on coming here.
Yes.
Well, we want to ask Walmart to do the training out at Penn Center. That way people on St. Helena Island can apply for jobs or be trained at the Penn Center Training Center, and then they will be providing them with jobs in retail right at the Walmart district.
Excellent way for people to work together and
Absolutely.
support our community. We only have a few moments left to talk, but before we wind up this afternoon, let's briefly just talk about your celebration for Black History Month coming
Yes.
up on February the 21st at Frizzell Hall. Tell us what's going on there.
Yes, we're having a community sing. The community sing will be taking place on February 21st at 6:30 at Frizzell Hall. And it's to celebrate Black History Month, and it's to ask the churches in the community to bring their choirs and participate.
Excellent. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it will be.
A lot of fun.
It
Raise
will
the
be.
roof, without a doubt.
Yes, raising the roof, absolutely.
Well, Dr. Lawrence, thank you so much for being a guest on North of the Broad. We'd love to have you come back when some of these programs have been put into place. You can tell us how they're
Yes,
doing. But
we
thanks
will.
so much for all that you're doing here
Well,
in our
thank you.
community. Excellent. And we'll
Yes.
be right back with our next guest on North of the Broad.